Hello and welcome to this timeless pick a card on who is returning to your life. I am releasing this pick a card just before a Mercury retrograde, which is typically when people from the past come back. This also happens during Venus retrograde. But just know that whenever you stumble upon this reading, there is a reason for that. So drop in, listen to which pile is really speaking to you. Which one is saying, I have a little message here. Are you willing to listen? We have pile 1 over here to the left, pile 2 in the center, pile 3 over to the right. And just listening, dropping in. I always recommend picking just one pile for clarity of message. And then down below the video, I have timestamps. I have links to the decks that I'm using here today, as well as ways to work with me. But check out that timestamp, hop over to your reading, and I will see you then. Hail and welcome, pile 1, to your reading on who is coming back into your life. So in today's reading, I am covering who is making a return voyage to you, why they left, why they're coming back, an aspect of yourself that you really want to embody during this exchange, during this time, and then some guidance from Spirit. So let's go ahead and get started. So who is coming back? We have Osiris renewal. So for many of you, this is a lost love or a divine counterpart, a soulmate. The connection just kind of fizzled. It kind of ended, whether they ghosted and you went into no contact or there was a breaking up. But I do pick up some very romantic energy coming in. So whether this connection did actually become a relationship or it was unrequited love, whatever it is, that is who is coming back into your life. And what Spirit is really highlighting for me or whispering to me is just because they're coming back, just because you want them to come back, does not necessarily mean that you should let them back in fully or even a little. And we're going to get more information, but those are the opening remarks from Spirit here today. Okay, so who's coming back? Divine counterpart, soulmate energy, lover, a former lover, a former crush, but they are on their way back to you. And really, maybe before we continue with this reading, drop in and check in with how that makes you feel. What is coming up for you? Spirit is saying that gut reaction is going to tell you quite a bit. All right, so really powerful message. Wasn't expecting to start this way. You guys know that this is not kind of the energy or the direction I tend to go in, but when I see Osiris and I see him in this card with the goddess Isis, that's very much the energy, the vibration that this holds. Okay, so why did they leave? What happened? My goodness, gratitude. So what I'm picking up on is they didn't feel worthy of your affection. They didn't feel open to it. They were very grateful for it, but it was almost like they were looking at you with awe and with gratitude and really questioning how someone like you, someone with a beautiful open heart and loving energy and who's really unconditional in their affection towards this person, they couldn't see what you saw in them. And it was overwhelming. It was too much. They had to walk away. And so that does make me feel that perhaps they did it quite abruptly. And it was almost like the rug was pulled out from under you. And perhaps you were sitting in this energy. And I really want to say this. I think I already said it. I never say these things lightly because this is such a delicate situation. And there's such a fine line between wounds being something that we're healing and something that keeps us trapped in a toxic cycle. But they couldn't understand. They couldn't come to terms with the fact that you loved them, you saw them, you accepted them for who they really are, because they don't feel so great about themselves. They don't see what you see. But here's the thing, the mirror is always and forever working because you don't see what they see. But I do feel they pulled the rug out from underneath you. They might have ghosted, they might have gone no contact quite abruptly. And that left you feeling like, did they ever care? Was I just, was I just another woman to them? Was I just another person to them? Did I matter at all? And I'm like feeling this all over my body. I'm feeling this ache in my heart. I know it well. Full disclosure, total transparency here. I know this well. But again, Spirit is coming in with, and that may all be very true in this situation and in these circumstances. They might have left because they were unable to receive your love, and they might be coming back. But allow them to come back a little at a time. Allow yourself to keep some very firm boundaries, because just because someone that we want is coming back doesn't mean we should allow for that. All right, so that's just a general message. It's almost like Spirit is just saying, just have this in the back of your, I was going to say in the back of your head, but they're saying in the back of your heart. Just take that with you. Okay, but why are they coming back, right? Everything happens for a reason. People leave, they come back, they might leave again and come back again. But why are they coming back now? And here is something that is so powerful and so beautiful. We have card number 19. We have the sun. I think a lot has been illuminated within this connection. I think what was once unseen is now being seen. You've always been on a pedestal. You've always been someone that they really looked towards and looked up to, or really just kind of cherished. So it's interesting because they cherished you in theory, but not in action. And there is this energy of wanting to make amends. Now, for some, I'm hearing like, for some of you that are receiving this, you're like, yeah, but that ship has sailed. And really this making amends is you're owed an apology. And that's what's coming. It's almost like they know they screwed up. They know you're a different person. You're more, you're not as I'm hearing like you're not as codependent anymore. You're not as willing to allow for people to just come back in. And really what they're seeing, how they screwed up, and they're seeing how they've hurt you. And to be honest, they've hurt a lot of people. And they're coming forward and saying, I'm sorry, that wasn't right. They might even say, I couldn't receive, or they might even give you like the down low on what has been going on or what went wrong. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they want to come back for good. That's another message coming in. Again, take what resonates. And this is energy. It could change in a heartbeat. But they see you for who you really are. They see you as the sun. They see you as a great gift, that you are their ultimate, their happy outcome. But they also know that there's some repairing to do within this connection if there is going to be a future. And I am picking up that it's going to happen, a little at a time. So it might just be that they come in over the next couple of weeks with an apology, and the tension, the hostility, the aggression, the anger, all those kind of shadow energies or lower vibrational vibes that are going on between the two of you, they start to be alleviated or dissipate. And it's making some room in your life for much better encounters, much more love. Whether that be with this person or not, that is not really what we're reading on here today, but that's the message from Spirit, okay? And it's almost like I have to say, whatever happens, you're going to be happy with it. And you might in your heart say, I only have one outcome I'll be happy with. Again, I understand. I have been there. But it's almost like you don't really know what's about to happen, and you don't really know what's about to transpire. And it's like the start of, it's the start of happier times. It's the start of what I'm hearing is like a path forward for you. So maybe you've been stuck on this situation or stuck on this person, and this reconciliation is more about being able to move forward in general, whether with them or without them. But it's going to bring some peace. It's actually going to bring some gratitude to your heart as well. Okay, so when this person enters back into your life, I don't really think they've ever left energetically, but when they come back, what part of your goddess self, God goddess self, do you need to embody in order to maintain a very healthy connection and uphold the boundaries that you have worked so hard on? Wow. And it's the goddess Hecate, the in-between, the liminal. What I'm picking up for you is just show up to this encounter, this interaction, not planning for the future, not saying, oh my God, they texted me, or oh my gosh, they called me, or I bumped into them at the grocery store or whatever, and we had a conversation, and hopefully this is the beginning of the rest of our lives type thing. So don't get caught there. Don't get wrapped up in the future, either if it's going to be with them or without them, but don't get trapped in the past either. Because I don't think that you necessarily want to get into a fight or, berate them for how they've behaved or what they did to you. I kind of feel that you want to move forward as well. And so be in, it's in the in between, but often that in between is very much about being in the present, not being in what was or what will be, but just in the present and really meeting the conversation that is coming up from your center point. And this in between, I also want to say, is that the outcome is yet to be determined. It's like a lot, and not to put the pressure on you, not to get you in fear or feel like, oh my God, so much depends on this, especially if you do have an outcome in mind that you will be happy with, and that's where you really want to end up. But it's like how you handle this does shape the future, but you can't shape the future by worrying about the future. You have to shape the future from the here and now. That's a really beautiful message. So breathe into that. You shape the future by being in the here and now. And then our final card, what does Spirit really want you to know? Woohoo! Full moon in Virgo, you are good enough. This connection brought up a lot about your self-love, your self-worth. You aren't the person you were when you first met this person. You aren't the person you were when they first left your life. You really have a very strong understanding of, yeah, like I am the friggin' sun. I am the shit. And they should be coming back and recognizing that. I don't know how they missed it in the first place. And it doesn't come from a sense of arrogance. It's just coming from a place of power, like you know your worth. And don't forget that when you're having this in-between conversation. Don't accept breadcrumbs from this person when you deserve the steak dinner. And that's another reason that Spirit's really saying, let them come back a little at a time. Let them in just a little bit more. As they prove their readiness to show up to this connection, let them in just a bit more. But it's like they have broken your trust and now they have to earn it back. In the beginning, you just kind of openly trusted people, especially this person. And you gave it without condition, but now there does need to be just a little bit of that boundary in place in order to make sure that this progresses in a very healthy way. And what I ultimately see is that there's a friendship that's going to form, perhaps more, but it starts with a friendship. And even though that might be uncomfortable for you in the beginning, especially if this is a love interest, a romantic, this is a person that you would like a romantic connection with, be okay with the friendship to start, because really beautiful things are built on that foundation. All right, Pile 1, that is what I have for you. Let me know how this resonates for you and in your heart in the comments. Keep me posted, and I wish you nothing but everything you deserve. Nothing less than what you deserve, okay? Get the steak dinner. Know that you are worthy of it, and stay in that energy. All right, I love you, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hail and welcome, Pile 2, to your reading on who is coming back into your life. So in this reading, and remember it's timeless, so whenever you stumble upon it, there's probably a message that you need to get here today. Spirit does want to chat with you. But today's reading, we're going to cover who it is that's making a return trip into your life, understanding why they left, understanding why they are coming back now. An aspect of yourself that you can really center into when you interact with this person, and then just general guidance on the situation from Spirit. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. Who is coming back? Thor, action. All right. So this is somebody that you have done a lot with, right? You might have, and I'm hearing for some of you, you've like run marathons with them. You used to work out with them. This is like a very physical, you used to do things with them. Physically active. Maybe you used to go hiking with them. Maybe you used to travel with them. And for whatever reason, there was a disconnect. They walked away, or you walked away. I'm actually not picking up any drama. I'm not picking up any, I'm not picking up like there was a fight. I'm not picking up that anything went wrong. It's almost just like life got in the way. You guys got busy. You were taking action on your dreams and your vision, and you were focused on moving forward. And that meant that perhaps there wasn't as much time to do the things that you were doing with this person. You know, maybe you used to meet on Saturday for a run club, and all of a sudden the kids had lacrosse on Saturday, you couldn't make it, and so you just kind of fell out of contact. Okay, so that's who is coming back into your life, and let's find out a little bit more about why they left. Wow, okay, so listen, I said there was no drama, but then I got the victim energy, heart chakra. It's like I'm hearing like victim to their life circumstances. But you know what? And even though victim holds such a powerful vibration to me, I'm not picking it up on this card. It is very much life got in the way, or they allowed life to get in the way of this connection or this friendship. It's a very friendship energy here. Maybe even like a mentor, but they had to step out, or you had to step out, and it was just kind of because of life, and it didn't feel good. I think you or they, actually I just heard you and they, had to kind of sacrifice this connection in order to take action on those dreams, on that vision, to show up where you needed to show up at the time. So victim, it's very much, like I said, that word makes my heart tingle, but I don't pick up how I would typically read it for you. It's a gentler energy. It's almost like, and I'm hearing like victim of life circumstances, life got away, priorities had to shift and change. So I feel like maybe you've had some drama in your life, or they've had it in theirs, but it wasn't in this connection. And what Spirit is really saying is that this person is coming back, and you're going to be getting to know them again, because you both have been through quite a bit. They're a different person and you're a different person, but you guys, it's almost interesting. You grew apart, but also parallel. So the life lessons you've learned over the past couple of years, I'm hearing like 3 years, you guys have kind of stepped away from one another, or been out of contact, or kind of just been passing. Heavy mom energy in this pile, all right? Because it's like, or you've just like seen them in the car line, waved at them or whatnot. Oh crap, okay. So it's like the pandemic, COVID happened, and you guys weren't running in the same circles anymore. You guys weren't running in any circles. You were in isolation, okay? But that's who's coming back. Somebody who maybe you were close to prior to the year that was 2020. I don't think we should just call it the year. I think we should call it like the shit show that was 2020. But that person is going to cycle back. Very interesting. I have to tell you, I'm seeing things like run club. And when I said cycle back, it's literally like they're riding their bike, and you're riding your bike, and you join up on a trail and you keep on going. All right. And so why are they coming back? We have the Queen of Discs. Again, this Queen of Discs, she is pregnant. She's got quite she's got quite the belly out there. I'm picking up mother vibes, but what I pick up is that you guys have sacrificed a lot over the past couple of years to show up for your family, to show up for your dreams and your visions. You haven't been as social. You haven't been as worried about your friendships. And you realize that something's missing, and you're going to come back to that. You're going to spiral back to your friendships, to your girlfriends. But actually, I'm also picking up this is like a guy-girl friendship, totally platonic. There's no, I'm not picking up any love vibes, any unrequited even, but it's like you guys are going to come back together because you're starting to realize that you've missed out while you were busy focusing, hyper-focused on certain areas of life. Very important things fell away, this relationship being one of them. And I think this happened because you didn't realize how much this dynamic added to your life. Now, here's the thing that I'm also picking up that bears dropping in. It's almost like this might not be the same person that you have grown apart from, but someone who is very similar. Because the ultimate message is while you were focused on your goals and your vision, this is a very specific message. While you were focused there, you let go of your friendships. Your social circle fell away, dropped away, and you realize that part of this loneliness, part of this feeling unseen and unchosen in life is because your support system has gotten so very small as a result. And so you're going to put yourself back out there, and more people are going, and as well as other people are going to be putting themselves back out there. And that's the reconnection that's transpiring for you. They might not be, and I know I said this, but they're suggesting I say this again, it might not be a specific person from your past. It's more this energy of people who are like friends that you're no longer in contact with, friends that there was no falling out, but you just grew apart. So I think that that's the energy that's journeying back to you. It's friendship. And it could absolutely be a specific person or a specific group of people. But it also, for some of you, is going to just be those who are like people from the past. Okay. Now, an aspect of yourself that you really need to center into, you guys are a trip. All right, pile 2. So that part of you that you need to get anchored into, we have the goddess Nike, who is all about ambition, which is so interesting because, quite frankly, I say this very lightly because I don't actually feel like your life is a mess at all. But it's like, your ambition is what got you into this mess. But right now, your ambition to balance it all, work and play, family, friends, self-care, personal, kind of like self-isolation time and social time, being out in your community, meeting new people, getting together with old friends and old people. That's coming through very much indicative of an older generation. But let your ambition be to balance all of that instead of to focus exclusively on just one pocket of life. This is the thing about your personality that I think you have learned over the past several years, right? Is that when you get onto something, damn, you go all into it, right? Like tunnel vision, completely focused on it. There's no room for anything else. You attract people that are very much like this though. And which is why when your connections fizzle, it's usually like no drama because you get it. You're like, no, that person, like, look at them go. Look at her working towards a 6-figure business and nailing it. Look at him running that triathlon. Go for it. Go, go, go. Like, there's no drama. You're a super chill person is what I'm picking up on in most areas of life, except when it comes to your vision, your career goals, whether it be you have your own business or you are in a, quote unquote, like 9 to 5. Does anybody work 9 to 5 anymore? You are very committed to that, which is why you don't get all twisted and bothered when other people commit to theirs. In fact, it kind of inspires you and it gets you to focus even more. But now we're going to balance that out so that you don't end up feeling like, oh my God, I'm standing here all alone. Nobody's supporting me. I have no friends to go and have coffee with. It's just an expansion and it's beautiful. right? Yeah, and then here we go. So guidance from spirit, adjustments are required. Your energy is delightful. I will tell you that, because it is. It's like very low drama. And this is really just a point in time. This returning energy is really just opening up for you to take those lessons, to take that self-awareness and tweak how you go through life just a little bit, so there is that balance, so there is that communion and connection with others consistently. And it might be, this is a suggestion, will not resonate, and it's not for everyone, but one of the things is, we'll use maybe you're a woman in business. Find another woman in business at a similar spot and become accountability buddies, or set up a bi-weekly coffee chat at the local shop, or even through Zoom, to come together to share your goals. This is totally up I have a girlfriend like this. Her name's Sarah. I wonder if this is going to be her pile, because we haven't connected in a little bit and we've been meaning to, but make that connection, make that commitment to showing up to conversation, to share your goals, to keep each other motivated, to keep on supporting one another. And what's going to really happen as a result is you're going to go the distance together. Her success is very quickly going to become your success, and vice versa. Okay? But it's like, maybe those goals are even like fitness goals, because there's like a high fitness vibe up in this pile. It's like business and exercise and health. Okay? But your energy is good. We're just working on tweaking it slightly, pulling it into balance, letting things be, letting yourself become more supported, letting yourself be nurtured and held, as well as taking your turn to nurture and hold others. All right, pile 2, that is what I have for you. Let me know how this resonates in the comments. I love you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hail and welcome, pile 3, to your reading. This is a timeless reading on who is coming back to your life. In today's reading, I'm going to cover who it is, why they left in the first place, what reason, why they're coming back, an aspect of yourself to really embody as you welcome them back, or maybe I'm also hearing don't welcome them back, and then guidance from spirit. Now, this is a timeless reading, like I mentioned. I am also releasing it just prior to a Mercury retrograde, which is when people from the past do like to return. Also happens during Venus retrograde, but not limited to those times, okay? So Spirit just wanted me to drop that in for you guys. Let's go ahead and see what message Spirit has for you today. All right. We have the god Maui, who is coming back, discovery. Whew. This is someone who helped you discover an aspect of yourself. It could be a mentor. It could be a healer you've worked with. What's really interesting is that it's like, who's returning to your life? You're actually the one that's going to reach out to them. You're returning. So, because again, it's like mentor or healer. It might be someone that you've worked with in the past, and you're going to reach out to see what they're currently offering. Share a little bit about what maybe is happening or you're going through in your life, and to see if they're the right person for you once again. It's a very, very specific message. It really caught me off guard, actually. Okay. But this is someone who really has helped you, and I love this, discover your power, discover who you really are. So when I say guide or healer, or even like a coach, they have what I'm hearing is very, very, a leadership style that has them walking beside you as opposed to out in front. Their energy is really activating, and yet not aggressive, not confrontational. So they inspire you to be a better person. They inspire you to do the work without shaming you or blaming you or making you feel like you're not doing enough. This is a really, really good energy. But again, Spirit is saying that you're still going to be deciding if they're the right person for you again right now. I like that. So what was the why did you leave? Or, whoa, that was interesting. Why did you leave? Okay, so you're the one who walked away from the connection. You know, all three piles so far have been so different, and that's not typical. So I'm really enjoying this. But what happened? Why did you guys separate? Why did you guys stop connecting or communicating? Completion. They helped you through whatever it is that you had contracted them to help you through. You were able to close out that cycle. You were able to make peace with whatever it is you were working on with them. So it might have been like you went through a course that they did or a training, and it came to this natural ending. You know, this card does have second chakra energy. So there's a lot of emotion, but I'm hearing it's like you started with them and went through quite the transformation. And sometimes, this is a very specific message, sometimes you attribute the transformation to working with them. And it's so beautiful because if you sat down with them and started to talk, they would say, I was there, I was a guide, but you were the one who brought yourself through that transformation. You were the one who showed up to do that work. Stop giving me so much credit when you are the one who deserves it. I really like this person. I like this person, but I also love that you've showed up to your transformation. So yeah, the work that you did with them, it came to a natural close. It was almost like you showed up on the final day of the program, did all the stuff, and then that was it. And you lost contact because you were out busy living this new life, living this transformation out in the world. And they too have been out like changing lives and doing their thing for more people, with more people. And they have grown substantially. What I think is one little nugget of information is it's almost like, yes, they brought you through this transformation, and yes, this was their area of focus. I feel like they've gone through some shifts. So what you're going through right now, though a shade of what it once was, it might not be in total alignment with the work that this person is now doing, which is okay, because I'm also picking up that there's something in this conversation or something in this return that is going to be very, again, like activating for you. And it might be that you realize that there's this space in the market now for you to step up and offer the transformation that they once offered you. And there might need to be a conversation around that so that, you know what aspects of that transformation or that course or that training or that work that you did with them that you can utilize, and what is maybe copyrighted. This is a very, I know I've said it a lot, but it's getting very specific. What's copyrighted, what they're comfortable with, like, yeah, you can take this part of my workbook, or yeah, you can use this meditation, but you want to have that conversation before you just take liberties and utilize it. Okay. All right. So why are they returning? Or why are you going back? Yes. 8 of Discs, dedication. Typically, I look at the 8 of Pentacles as like working really, really hard. But here, what I love about your energy, so I'm seeing dedication, but I'm reading it as loyal. You're very loyal to the people that have helped you and that have supported you. And when you find someone that has helped you, your first, and it's sometimes I would say that this is a bad thing, but you do it, you keep it in check, you keep it in balance. But if somebody has been good to you, if somebody has really helped you, you are often willing to go back to them, to go on the journey with them, to see where they've gone and how they can continue to help you. But the other thing, why are you returning? Why are you showing back up? Is because you are very loyal to yourself at this point. And you go towards people that feel really good, that inspire you. And it's like you go towards people that don't trigger don't trigger you. You go towards the people that feel good, that feel like love, and that's a very, very powerful message, because often I find light workers and healers sometimes think that they should show up to the people that trigger them. And you should, but know that there's a time and place. Know that sometimes somebody is just triggering you because they are not for you and you are not for them. But this energy of like why you're going back to them, or why there's going to be this re-entry into your life, is because you are dedicated and loyal to yourself and to your journey, and to those who have brought you as far, or Spirit just corrected me, to people who have supported you in getting as far as you've gone. And again, I'm like, I'm feeling very much like the conversation that's going to be had is not the one that you're going to anticipate, but not in a bad way. It's almost like you're going to be shown the transformation that you can now offer. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. So what aspect of yourself do you really want to embody and center into in this connection, in this interaction? And we have the goddess Iris, communication. This is card number 22. I'm feeling guided to share that with you. So be open in your communication. What's so lovely is that you're going to enter a conversation with this person where it's no longer student, teacher, but peers. So speak up, communicate, share your perspective, share where your heart is, offer of yourself. Don't keep yourself in that student role, because that's not what this is. And this is to the credit of, this is also speaks volumes to this person. And you already know this, you already think very highly to them, but sometimes mentors, coaches, teachers get really rattled by students that kind of meet them on their level or surpass them. And I actually feel like this person is, look at you go, and so proud of you, and so like in total celebration of you. So show up to the conversation and communicate like where you really are. Don't downplay your accomplishments. They don't want you to do that. They want to know how far you've come. They want to see the journey that you've been on since you guys last connected. And it's very powerful, because it is like we're moving from, I'm hearing again, like student teacher into peers, into collaborators, into colleagues. Ooh, I love it. And then a message from Spirit. A fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. And this is almost like this conversation is going to blow you out of the water. You don't see how far you've come, and you're about to see it. And you're about to really, I'm hearing like you're about to see your pocket of the transformation. You're about, if you've been like, what am I here to do? What am I here to offer? You've been on a journey, you've been through a transformation. You're about to see which part of that you're here to offer to others as a result of this interaction. So if there's a mentor, a guide, a coach, a leader, a teacher, whoever it is on your heart, as we've journeyed through this reading, I am going to invite you to reach out to them, even if just to say, I was thinking of you, or I was thinking of you and I would love to have coffee with you, if that's something that you can fit into your schedule or that you're up for, and just see what happens. I think it's I'm hearing like blow you out of the water. I love those kind of messages. Bookmark this reading and make sure you tap into the comments what kind of fiery climax this is, because how exciting for you. All right, pile 3, that is what I have for you. Beautiful, beautiful energy. I'm excited. I'm really excited for you. And I can't wait to hear how this resonated in the comments. I love you, and I will see you next time. Bye.